Issue 2 was an initiated statute. That means lawmakers here at the State House can make changes to the law. But no matter what, as of now, some parts of it will go into effect on December 7th. Next Thursday, it will be legal for Ohioans over 21 to both possess marijuana and grow it in their homes. No dispensaries will be open come December 7th. The first licenses for those likely won't be issued until the fall, but some changes could be coming.
We are, being very thoughtful about the legislation that was passed by the voters. We want to be respectful of that. We want to also have the guardrails in place.
No full repeal of the law has been proposed at the State House, though in the House, 2 bills to modify the law have been introduced by Republicans. Both tweak the tax distribution. One would also allow municipalities to ban some provisions of the law, like home grow. But Speaker of the House Jason Stephens says they're still hashing out details about what action they want to take.
Trying to pull that together with the understanding of creating an industry and a market that's not officially existed in the state of Ohio before.
Stephens says he sees no immediate rush to get things passed, saying he wants to make sure it's done right. But Senate President Matt Huffman says they want to amend House Bill 86 next week, which is in the Senate General Government Committee, to include revisions to the marijuana law and get something passed before December 7th.
It would be better for people going forward to know what the law is than people begin spending money or taking actions, and then the law changes 6 months from now.
Those committee hearings will likely start Monday to have a vote by Wednesday. Huffman says he wants to look at things like tax distribution, THC levels, and market control.
One of the things that I want to avoid, and a lot of people want to avoid, is having marijuana stores everywhere.
Marijuana is still illegal federally, and the state law will not completely trump federal laws. That means going to another state and buying marijuana and driving it back to Ohio or any other state is still illegal, even if it's legal in both states. Local for you at the State House, I'm Natalie Fahmy, NBC4.